What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Junglejims podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Junglejims podcast. I'm your host, Mark. Welcome to the show. Let's get all the clerical stuff out of the way. Download the Junglejims app. I've been all but forcing you to. And you know what? Well, I don't have anything more threatening than this bottle opener on the table right now, but I'm going to threaten you with this. Download the app. I've got exclusive savings for you every week in there. You can get extra deals on stuff. You can find products in the store that way. You can watch the 5 most recent episodes of the podcast, which is probably the main reason you want to do it, right? Yeah, awesome. It's a great way to stay on top of our deals. I think a really cool feature is on Thursday nights, you can actually check out next week's ad, so you can kind of plan ahead. And we're always doing crazy sales and deals. I saw how many of you lined up for our shop like it's 1994 day. I don't think I've ever seen more people buy milk in my entire life. Is Fairfield, Ohio okay? Maybe don't answer that. We got that coming up. International Wine Festival tickets are on sale now. You can follow Junglejims on Eventbrite. You can get on our website, all of that stuff. That's coming up on November 9th. Get your tickets now before it sells out. It always does. It's fun. You can ride the monorail there. It's a good time. I'm working on I almost said my costume, which would be a spoiler, but I'm very excited to show you what I'm wearing for that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's dive into something a little more exciting today as Lucky slowly widens the camera out for us. We are joined today by not only some of our esteemed beer compatriots, but also the fine folks from Third Eye Brewing. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, dude, Kelly, welcome back.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
And you're not in the singlet as promised, so I got to say, off to a bad start.
Yeah, it's in the wash. It's getting regular use. So
yeah, you and I have been wrestling privately quite a bit ever since last time. That's so good. Giannis, introduce yourself. We just met minutes ago. I don't know what you even do here.
I am the new brewer at Third Eye.
Awesome.
I'm from New Zealand. I've married an American, and I'm here now. I just kind of stumbled into Third Eye. It's been amazing.
That's awesome. Married an American, though? How's that going so far?
Very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, love to hear it.
A couple of years in.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations and welcome. Yeah, really great to meet you. Well, of course, on this side here, Ferd, you've been on the show. What's up, Ferd? If you want to pull your mic in a little closer for you.
Hello, everyone.
I'm going to have you go even actually a little bit closer. Say it one more time so they can really hear you, Ferd.
Hello, everyone.
That's awesome. And next to him is Bo. Bo, we kind of threatened to be here. Bo's over at the Eastgate store. We didn't want to make him talk, but I was like, well, you're already here, man.
Hey, might as well join in, right?
No, I appreciate you getting over it. So if need be, just jump on his mic. It'll pick you up pretty good, too. So awesome. Well, guys, let's talk about what the hell did we make?
We made a double New England IPA.
Okay.
It is called Jungle Eye on Dixie High.
Love it.
Because Junglejims Fairfield is on Dixie Highway and Third Eye Hamilton is on Dixie Highway. And that's one of my favorite things of this year, that tap room opening up, being able to make this beer, using Hamilton water in a beer. I've lived in Hamilton for the last 15 or so years, and the water's delicious, and this beer is delicious.
It looks good. Now, explain it like we're 5, just for anybody that may have just jumped into this episode randomly. Can you describe what a double New England IPA is stylistically?
Yes, but I'm going to let Bo jump in.
Okay. Oh, here, give him the mic a little bit then.
All right, so double obviously is indicative of the higher alcohol content, and then a New England IPA is going to be juicier, hazier, lower on the bitterness scale. One of my favorite styles, honestly. And we use some New Zealand hops in this one, so it should be extra tasty.
Yeah.
Giannis already flexing.
Lots of Rewalker.
That's amazing. What should I be tasting for today, guys? What are some thoughts or notes or anything like that?
Yeah, so we designed this recipe to have some big tropical fruit flavors with pineapple being one of the major players. So we wanted a lot of pineapple flavor to come from the hops.
Sure.
So that the nectarine and the Rewalker hops play right into that. So you get tons of that pineapple tropical fruit flavor in this one.
Oh, yeah, there it is. And like you said, too, not a lot of bitterness.
Exactly.
A little juicy, got that good haze on it. Can't quite see through it. Like my car in my 20s.
Yeah,
How do I roll the windows down on the glass?
That's my second sip. Gotta say, I'm very happy with how it came out. It's extremely drinkable, even for an 8% double. You guys gotta try it.
Doesn't
8%.
taste like 8%.
No, it definitely does. I was like, uh-oh. I can't wait to get in the car after this. Please don't take that seriously, folks. Don't get in the car after this. Uber exists. There's no excuse except for when you're trying to be very funny in front of your friends. Did anyone bring cigarettes? No. Awesome. I'm sorry, Fred. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. This beer is absolutely amazing. It was brought to me the day after it was canned. I sent Kelly a one-word text after I tried it, which was just wow. Because I was almost speechless. I was just like, I'm sitting there. I had a couple sips, and Ed, who before he retired, he got to try it as well. He really, really liked it. Adam from our beer department here got to try it. We shared a can that day, and it's drinking even better now. It was in a can for a week now, or a week and a couple days, and is it even a week? No, it's not even a week.
Yeah,
it's
just under it'll be a week, I think, on Thursday.
So
yeah.
So it's under a week, but it's
Yeah, I think when you make a beer for a brewer and you get the one word back, wow, that's always a good sign. But yeah, we think this beer turned out really well. It for New England style, double New England style, you get all those tropical juicy notes. It's got just from the oats and some of the wheat, it's got just really nice kind of that textbook New England mouthfeel. And got lucky with the hops. We just happened to get in, the Nectaron and the Rawaka are pretty hard to get. So we were able to just happened to have some of those around. So everything came together for that beer.
Yeah, so when you mentioned the New England mouthfeel, I mean, I can't not giggle at phrases like that occasionally. I was like, I spent some time up there. No, but is that the sort of, it almost is creamy maybe a little bit? I don't know if that's maybe the right way to describe it, but.
Yeah, I think it's more of, just that pillowy, just kind of soft. It's not supposed to be crisp like a West Coast IPA.
Sure.
It's supposed to be, a little, have a little bit of sweeter mouthfeel or, just a little bit more full
Seems a little more
body.
easy drinking.
It's
I love that you guys have. I mean, we got to give it up for Tim actually right now.
Thank you.
Silent but deadly in here, just dropping off all kinds of. We got a bunch of barrel ages and things like that. I love this already. Yeah. It was it looks something inky and delicious down there. Oh, that's awesome. Gosh, that's what I'm going to get lucky to start doing. I was like, the camera work, that's awesome. You're very talented. What I occasionally need is somebody to drop me extra beverages off.
great.
get him a cute little outfit.
Yeah, exactly. Amen. Honestly, he doesn't have enough of his own. I meant to ask this earlier when we were talking about this. So this is just, recently canned. When does this hit shelves here at Jungle?
Friday.
Okay. So for those of you watching the show today, it'll be out by the time probably you really get around to it. The weekend of the show's release. That's cool.
So yeah, we're gonna have a third eye pint night on Friday.
Awesome.
And we're gonna release this beer. We'll have it out in cans as well. So we'll have it on draft. We will also have Kelly's Private Stash available on draft that night.
Really?
We are going to have the Hefeweizen. Tim, help me out here. The Kolsch.
I think, did he leave?
The Kolsch, and I want to say the Marzen. Either the Marzen or the Fest beer, one of the Oktoberfest.
Oh, the Marzen's great too. The Fest beer too.
Yes.
I haven't had a bad Third Eye product yet. I know they're in the room, but I would say that if they weren't here too.
You're right. They
Their
make
food's
fantastic
great.
beer.
Their beer's out of this world.
The space is amazing. As somebody that has this wall, it's nice to go to another place that has a very similar aesthetic. Truly.
This is rather shockingly, similar.
When I went over there the first time, I was just like, guys, do we have a problem?
A cease and desist from Mark.
Yeah. I was like, no. I would ask him, can we just get a little cartoon of me worked into the design in an abstract manner?
Just get your sticker and stick it on there. And see how long it takes them to realize it's there.
No, I love it. Look, there's something about... It's kind of one of the reasons I was so excited to have this visual style, though, where it's fun, it's inviting, I think. It's unique and, I don't know, the colorful, and it kind of speaks, I thought here, it spoke to all like the different colors of all the food. I mean, as silly and trite as that might sound, but I kind of feel like that's how I view the beer you guys make, because I feel like you have a really wide variety of styles that you play with, and you're all, you play with them so incredibly well. I imagine that frustrates the competition a little bit.
Yeah, I think Third Eye. I think that's one thing we do well. We do a lot of different things, so it's not always lagers or hoppy beers. We do a lot of stouts. We do a barrel aged sours. So we do a lot of different things.
It's so cool.
The board, so.
Yeah, and they're all delicious. And Giannis, this one's for you. Like as somebody that's new in this regard, what's some of the heat you're bringing to the table?
So I'm more of a classic. Interested kind of style person, and coming into Third Eye has definitely been eye-opening because I'm learning so many new things immediately.
Did you say you opened your third eye?
Absolutely, that's it. Triple vision.
Right. And that'll be the next beer that you come out with.
Yeah,
right?
I guess I have a lot of knowledge around what's grown and brewed in New Zealand and the styles around New Zealand. This beer in particular is close to my heart because of all the rewalker that goes into it. Even in New Zealand, it's incredibly hard to get rewalker.
Oh, really?
They often have to contract that stuff up to a year in advance for the next season, and they must obviously be at the point now where they can export enough for us to brew this amazing beer here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I'm curious. I'm not familiar with New Zealand beer scene at all. What's popular over there?
Exactly. Great question.
New Zealand has their own styles that are really popular, that have kind of made it into the judging guides as well. So you got your New Zealand lagers and pilsners, which are really popular, and New Zealand IPAs. But generally speaking, I would say that the New Zealanders follow the American trends. So what's happening in America happens 2 or 3 years later in New Zealand.
Sure. That's cool, though.
I have noticed whenever Janusz tries an American New Zealand Pilsner lager, he's never happy. I think we're doing okay.
We're not doing it right.
Yeah.
In the hoppy part, but I think Americans probably have some work to do on the New Zealand lager side.
There's not enough New Zealand hops to go around the world, clearly. Not yet. They're one of the smallest producers in the world.
So is it something about, like, the terroir there that, like, makes it special? Or is this something that, like... Could we technically grow our own version of it here?
So New Zealand's one of the only countries in the world that's still disease-free when it comes to hop growing.
That's amazing.
It makes it possible to grow a lot of organic hops there.
Sure.
And I think that the soil and climate is just so different. For example, Cascade is a variety that they grow there, and they've had to rename it because it tastes completely different to American Cascade.
Interesting. That's wild. I had no idea. And I feel stupid saying this out loud, but that's what I'm paid for, is that I didn't even think that would be a thing as far as, like, I almost said illness, but affecting the crops in that regard. It's crazy. And here that's like still, it's wild. I don't even know where to go from there. I'm just like, what kind of diseases do they, you know what I mean?
None.
Well, New Zealand also produces like excellent wines, so I can't wait to try more of their beers, but New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs.
Oh, yeah?
And New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs, I mean, I'm not going to say that that has similar flavors to this beer. The Sauvignon Blancs, it's like there's phantasm in this without there being phantasm in it, with all the citrus, juicy notes.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to say it's pineapple, but it's borderline with that touch of grapefruit. Like that
exactly.
Like it's not like there was grapefruit added, and that's what it was going for, but that's what comes out of the hop, and that's what also comes out of the Sauvignon Blanc grape grown in New Zealand as well.
I see a ton of the wine bottles here from New Zealand that I'm used to drinking. Yeah, I swear they're cheaper here than they are over there.
Really?
Yeah, it's the tax on alcohol is very high.
Interesting. I figured with all I was kind of assuming that all of like the shipping and any of the other transport things would have made it more expensive here, but that's funny. Mm-hmm. Wow. Crazy. I'm just like, why aren't we doing a whole New Zealand episode, guys? I think we maybe kind of blew it.
I'll come back.
I was like, listen, my only exposure so far is Flight of the Conchords, and and I know they shot Lord of the Rings there. I'm sorry to not have prepared in advance. That's amazing.
I think Janusz, how we kind of came to be is kind of an interesting story.
Yeah,
he was hanging out so much at the brewery, I kind of forgot that he wasn't working there. And, yeah. Just had to start paying them at some point. So, yeah.
That's like how most good, I almost said love stories, but it's platonic love. But like most good stories start, right? You just work. I just slept in this greenhouse until Jungle built a studio around me. And now 3 years later.
I think they called it organic hires.
Yeah, we definitely see a lot of jungle people that are regulars end up trying to get a job here and working here. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's a cool industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I got here before I got hired. So.
I was just gonna say you were that guy too. I kind of love that for us. So, if I didn't live far away, I probably would have also been that guy. I'm like, do you need a podcast? I'd have been like, what is that?
What is the podcast? Like, it's 1998. Why
There's
are you
this gorilla fighter named Joe Rogan, and it's really that's awesome. All right, so I know I've been kind of hanging out. Well, and I was gone for some of the production of this, but like, what's the timeline on a production on a beer like this for us? Like, what does that look like? How long did this actually take to get from you and Ferd probably having a meeting and going, we should do another beer, to I'm drinking it on a
This is our first beer.
Between Third Eye?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I just mean I'm saying like
Grain
from that
glass.
like first call being like, let's do one to now. Like, what's that timeline look like?
Well, I know usually if I'm working with Ferd, we usually like to get several meetings in.
We love a meeting.
Usually we might forget that we're even having a meeting. It's just, a few beers.
Right.
That counts.
Yeah, that definitely counts. That's my kind of, email chain.
Yeah, it's. I think there was it took a few meetings before we remembered that we were supposed to have a real meeting. And, but grain to glass, from the time we brew it to time it's finished. I mean, we like to do the IPAs a shorter amount of time, just get the hops nice and fresh. It might be a 2.5, 3 week process, grain to glass.
And is that, so you're saying that's like a shorter brew time then compared to like other styles?
Just, like a lager, we do probably 46 days or more on a typical lager. So, yeah.
And what's the why behind that? Does it like change like the way the flavors come out, or, I mean, what's the time it really do?
It's kind of a different species of yeast. The lagers cold ferments. I think it just works slower since it's in a colder environment.
That makes sense.
The ale yeast is a lot hotter and it just works faster.
Yeah, comes through fast. Interesting. Makes sense. I'm really loving all the tropical notes on this too. They are really coming through really clean.
Yeah.
And we'll have this at the pint night too. So wait, the special reserve, we tried that together last time, right? Wasn't that from the, what did you call it before? Kelly's something?
Secret Stash.
Secret Stash, thank
Kelly's
you.
private stash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they all different styles, or was that just the name of the one that because we drank something very unique last time from your Secret
We
Stash?
usually choose one. We have a lot of barley wine on hand. We usually choose
was.
one barrel that's kind of our favorite.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the stash version for the year.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys have our last sixth of it in existence. So that's the last of the last.
Yeah, that's really exciting. That's cool.
So there's 2 beers to come out and try on Friday night.
What did he bring us?
That's going to be the third IPA, which this might have dethroned my favorite beer.
This has dethroned.
I mean, give me a week to
of course.
drink
No.
them one after another.
We won't hold you to it
But
until you see this on TMZ later when I sell them the clip.
So yeah, this beer's absolutely amazing.
Well, I know you've been an unabashed fan for a while. Like, I mean, I remember when they were building up to opening and everything, how hyped you were on all this stuff. So what was your favorite from there? Is it the
Third IPA?
Okay.
The third IPA, West Coast style. And I loved it before. It was brewed with Hamilton water.
Yeah.
And better equipment. And now they've dialed it in even more. And
Hamilton water, I guess for anybody that's...
just keep hyping it because it's real.
Well, right. No, and I was going to say, it's that thing that if you're not from the area and you don't know, Hamilton, Ohio gets reviewed as like one of the world's best. It's like usually top 5 waters on the planet.
Tap waters on the planet, yeah.
Which is insane to me. And at this point, I'm just going to start bottling it and just seeing what happens.
They tried to sell it. It didn't really work.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, right?
But and I do know that Kelly plays with a pH balance, so it's not just that he's just straight water and like Hamilton water. It's gonna be good. It's not like they have running a garden hose and like brewing. Like he's doing his job all the way through. But
I don't know. I want my beer the old way, straight from the hose. You know.
Here, have a sip.
Exactly. I mean, tell me you wouldn't want that at your house. I'd get one of those little.
great.
I know. I'm gonna get one of those keys off the internet to open every hose. That's commercial. I know what's up. I watched 3 YouTube videos this week.
all right.
Yeah, the Hamilton water makes our job easy. It's never. I don't like to say this, but I've never really liked water. It's never. Not a water guy, but I drink water now. It's it's good. It's got all the right minerals that just gives it tons of flavor, and it really fits well with brewing. So it's a really nice luxury to be able to have Hamilton water to brew.
Yeah, I imagine
with.
that's got to make it so much easier.
A lot easier.
You know?
Yeah, it's great.
Now I'm thinking we got it next time. What we got to do is before we do a beer, what we got to do is bring a bunch of different tap waters from all over the area, and then taste them
That'd be
back to
fun.
back.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and then see if we could blind taste test to figure out which ones were which. You know.
That wouldn't be a bad podcast.
No, I think that honestly, I think we just figured out our next
water.
one, boys.
Yeah, that one's water.
Yeah.
This one's water.
Like, ooh, maybe number 2 was.
Can we get some New Zealand? Can we sneak some New Zealand water into the mix as well? See if
one's
Giannis
water
can
too.
pick it out.
I reached out to Ludacris, and he brought a cup back of that glacier water he was drinking on the internet the other day. So that'll be good. That would
We
be
get Bobby
fun,
Boucher in here as well.
dude. Yeah, he'd be so
Adam,
mad.
call us.
Come on, Ferd called you out.
Yeah, I want to challenge. Actually, now that we're talking about
Oh.
water, I want to challenge my brother-in-law right now,
All right.
Eddie D. St. Aubin, to a water off. He works for Evian. And we've been talking about these whose water's the best. We've never officially settled it. I think we need to settle it right on the air.
We should do that. Yeah. Well,
Winner
maybe.
take all.
Yeah. You could have the keys to the Evian Kingdom at the end of this. That would actually be great because I'd be so curious to see. And then it would also be interesting to note like what some of their processes were, because I remember I had Fiji in here a couple of years ago, and just hearing how they made their water, they're like, no human contact happens. It goes straight from this into this like tiny pill bottle of a bottle that gets expanded by, an air compressor or whatever the opposite is, right? And the whole process is unique. I would love to hear that for all these other brands. And then more importantly, I'd like to see him lose.
Well, yeah, we gotta maybe rig it or.
Sorry, Team
stand
Kelly,
on
dude.
its-
Yeah.
Should brew a beer with only Evian water, same recipe
There
as
we
the
go.
Hamilton water, and
There we
those two.
go.
Oh, that would be unique too. Yeah.
How are we going to get all that water to the brewery?
I got like a bucket somewhere.
I got buckets.
That's an Evian problem.
Well, Evian
I'm sure
backwards,
they can
right?
send the truck out. Someone
Yeah.
to open all the bottles,
Yeah, perfect.
I really like this idea. I wish I had all the water prepared now. I wish we'd had this conversation yesterday. I would have had all water at the table. I mean, the beer is great. Don't get me wrong. You can tell it's great because I normally don't drink IPAs at all, and I'm almost already done with my can.
Right.
Let's get some waters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Lucky, put the cute outfit on. Oh my gosh. Well, what are we doing next after this? What's like the future look like? Guys, I feel like we're going to do more fun collabs, right?
Double New England. I mean, a double West Coast.
Okay.
And then a New England, and then a West Coast.
So the West Coast, you mentioned it's just a more crisp flavor. Would that be one that I probably would say maybe tastes a little more bitter to me?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more bitter. Yeah, there's your good comparison there.
All good.
Oh, but yeah, you can totally taste the difference. It's like a little more aggressive on the palate overall. A little sharper, I think, maybe be a good way to describe it.
Kind of the nerdy side, the New England hops, they all go in on the cold side.
Okay.
So once those hops get hot, they release bitterness. On
Mm-hmm.
the West Coast, those are a lot of hot side hops, which brings out the bitterness.
Sure.
So
Then you called it a cold ferment on the New England, right?
more of just cold side hops.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
just, dry hopping, or after we've turned the boil off, we'll
So it still pulls some of the flavor, but not as much of the bitterness.
get all the flavor, none of the bitterness.
It's like vegetables, as silly as that sounds, right? You're just like, oh, if you cook this the right way, it's delicious, right? Exactly. I love it. Oh, man. Are you guys proud of this? You should feel proud.
I'm very happy with it.
This is really good.
I want to like be there, but I also want to be like a little bee flying around, just watching people's reaction to it.
Yeah.
And I even want to, and a couple of people that are like, oh, you blah, 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 West Coast. I mean, not West Coast, New England this, New England that. And nobody in Cincinnati has a game that other people do. I'm like, come Friday night.
Yeah.
Come check it out.
Right. Get one of your favorite ones ever that you want to try to disprove, and then get one of these, and then watch as your favorite will suddenly switch probably right before your eyes. That's a good move. Dang. I love it. I love that you guys are doing all these IPAs too. It's really fun. Your guys' space too. I know you've kind of touched on this already, Ferd, but like for real, what a fun, just a good atmosphere, good food, good drinks. And I've been on the sour game for a hot minute, and I really do love what you're doing with those too. I cannot remember the one I had last time. I think it was raspberry, and it was so
The Marionberry, I believe.
the Marionberry. Oh yeah, dude, that went so crazy.
Yeah, it's such a fun space, just being an old Pepsi building. You know, it was almost built for exactly what it is, a brewery. I mean, we have lots of space, and it is, you know, we can finally get a live band that's more than 2 people.
Right.
You know, so we don't have as many space kind of limitations that we had in Sharonville. And it's just Sharonville, you know, was so small. It would take us an hour just moving stuff out of the way at the beginning of the day, end of the day. Here, everything's in its spot. You know, it's just, it flows. It's
I really love the downstairs, the fact that we have room for barrels. Yeah. It's fantastic.
An amazing change. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I feel like that'd be the biggest.
You get a forklift down there. So
Exactly.
It's even better.
Yeah, I imagine that would be such a pain otherwise. Like, it's one of those things, again, since I'm not in there, I'm not thinking about it. And I've been to Sharonville. I think I've been there a couple times. I'm trying to think which I've been to more. Probably Hamilton now. But, like, yeah, I imagine that was probably, it feels definitely designed for the consumer, which is good. But I imagine for you guys, they're like, oh, cool. I bet they're having a rough end of the day.
Really, it was a tough spot to do as much beer as we were making there. It was tough. It was a tough spot.
I'm glad now. Look at you now.
Yeah.
How many
That's the
barrels
beauty
do
of
you think
growth.
you'll have done by the end of the year?
I think this year we're looking at about 3,500-ish.
Okay, so you're going to be out of the 1,000 to 2,000 barrels.
Yeah, we'll be out of that, and then we're going to try to make a big push this next year, next calendar year, to
Right? You're
try to almost double that.
You're distributing through all of Ohio now, aren't you?
Yep, all through Ohio as of July. You can get us Columbus, Cleveland, way up north now. So
Awesome.
That is really cool. Oh, a little hometown hero, right?
So you guys getting that new brew spot, it also lowered some of the costs on your packaging for us, it seemed.
yeah, it helped just being able to buy more things in bulk, negotiate better prices on ingredients that we use every day. There was just some cost savings. Also, it takes the same amount of time to brew 15 barrels as it does 30 barrels. So we can brew twice as much beer now with the same amount of people. So there's some cost savings just kind of scaling up.
Are there any drawbacks to scaling up so far?
You know, we got lucky with the water and the bigger space.
Yeah.
And I think some better equipment. So far, not really, other than the long drive. It's a much longer drive for some of us to get into work.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I can think of.
Hey, we'll take it, though.
Yeah.
Sounds like improvement overall. I mean, I know it. I got a lengthy commute, and I'm just like, oh, things are much cooler here now, though, so I'm happy to jump in the car, you know?
Great.
Works for me. I'm kind of in between, so it's a little bit further to go to Sharonville, but then a little bit closer to go to Hamilton.
Are you guys still brewing over at Sharonville?
Yeah, Giannis, what'd you brew? A couple, you
We had
guys brewed
Mojo.
a couple weeks.
Fuel back there, candy, and something special there.
Smaller
Quentin,
batch stuff,
yeah,
typically?
brewed up.
Brewed 3 times there, I think, in the last 2 weeks, so it's still getting used.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I was just there yesterday, spending time there, doing brewing stuff.
Secret brewing
Not
stuI
brewing,
love it.
but doing brewing stuff.
My favorite part of every show is when I hit
Wash,
stop on the record, and then I'm like, so what are we actually making?
Yeah, I actually would have liked to have been in Sharonville. I was in Hamilton yesterday, but we were putting 2 drums, literal drums of raspberry into
gosh.
a beer, and I would have liked to have seen his face as he was seeing how we actually get the raspberry out into the beer.
There was a call made to Kelly, please, what about this and that? And
So, did you brew Candy Volume 1?
Yes.
Because I thought that was a raspberry. I wasn't.
Yeah.
You gave me the clue with the raspberry, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of raspberry.
It's a ton of I mean, that's our small system, that much raspberry. So it's.
It was the first time I tried the beer, and at the end of the day, it came out of the bright tank, uncarbonated, and I remember thinking, wow, it's something else. That's the kind of things I'm excited about at Third Eye,
cool.
is all the awesome new things that I'm learning and that we're doing, like putting a ton of raspberry into a beer.
Yeah, I love it though. I'm curious to see what this will do to inspire you to create something new in the future as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's one of the cool things that I don't know that gets talked enough about. Maybe it does because I'm not listening to other podcasts, but it's like I don't have time. But just how much. How do I say this? It's kind of like being a chef, right? Where like a lot of your personality, your experience, your knowledge is all going to come out in what you create. So there is like a bit of this like artistic angle to it that I find so fascinating. So when I'm curious now that I'm just meeting you, Yana, so you're my guinea pig for this story, but it's like to see you come from a totally different space where like these are the things I really love to being like, okay, shit, we're putting all this raspberry, like is everyone okay in the States? And the answer is no. We're actually in the midst of an obesity epidemic. But thankfully, I will eat as much raspberry puree as necessary. But
Fruit is healthy.
exactly, that's good sugar, as they keep lying to me on my feed. But no, I am really curious to see what that's going to do for someone like you, not from the country, like, and bringing all these different unique things. I imagine that's going to also be expand in turn, probably what you're doing, Kelly, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to start working on what Janusz calls a proper New Zealand lager.
Cool.
There's a
So we'll-
secret list that was written onto one of the tanks in the back, and
I love it.
it's a
took a picture of
future
it.
style. Of course he did.
It's on air right now.
And I sneakily snuck the New Zealand Pilsner onto this list at some stage.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So that's going to happen?
Yeah, we don't have a date for it yet.
But it's just-
it's being, I know Timmy just stepped out, but it's in the talks in the sales meeting now. So
I love that.
Really?
Cool.
I didn't know that.
Oh, see? That's your Jungle
just put
Gyms
it on the
exclusive.
tank.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm interested in. I just miss my beer styles from home
Sure.
as much as I'm learning all these new things. I still want to keep drinking the things that I was drinking.
Right.
in
So
New
did you
Zealand.
have any brewing experience in New
I
Zealand?
didn't.
or-
No, I worked at a brewery for 5 years. I had cellar hand experience, but this is my first real brewing job.
Cool.
and I'm loving it.
That's amazing. I love this. Oh, I can't wait to try all that. I'm really curious about it now because I have no idea what to expect.
Honestly, I'm curious too. New Zealand lager is nothing I've ever had. So
yeah, I know Janusz is never happy with anyone he's had, so we're going to have to get him into the mix to make sure that we create something that he's happy with.
I've had many, many good ones. Many.
How many in the United States would you consider good?
How many? What? Sorry.
How many New Zealand lagers?
Oh,
In the
yeah,
United
none,
States.
I guess. No, it's really hard to find one that's actually true to style at this point. Most of the time, you're still substituting some of the New Zealand hops with something American. A true New Zealand Pilsner would have 100% New Zealand hops. Often, I think they're substituting some of the yeast as well.
Interesting.
With might even be an ale yeast. Ooh, controversial.
Right.
But yeah, we're just gonna have to play around in the brewery in Hamilton and figure it out.
When you brought up yeast, it just reminded me when we were talking about this beer the day we were brewing it, you were super giddy about the yeast.
It was it an Omega yeast? I'm not sure. There was
We used something different. This was a new yeast for us. This was we wanted to try this yeast because it's supposed to, without even really adding hops, you can actually get a ton of tropical fruit flavors. So we wanted to
Interesting.
try it. It's got a lot of thiol technology, and it's so it wasn't the normal strain we used. We kind of went out of our comfort and tried something new, and we're really happy with it. So.
That's amazing. I can't wait to have everybody come in and try this. So we'll have this on at Pint Night, right? You said, Ferd?
Both of these will be on in half barrels.
And it's
then
just at Fairfield Pint Night,
it's
correct?
just a Fairfield pint night. I can't control the pint nights at Eastgate.
I mean, it's hard to do the same brewery at both spots the same
I
night.
know.
Let's be fair.
It is. But yeah, people ask me like, "Oh, you don't plan the pint nights at Eastgate?" Like, I don't work at Eastgate.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the fun. That's like a little bit of the Jungle Gym secret sauce is that
Yeah.
we got a lot of, again, same thing. It is a bit of an art form too, right? We're all bringing our different ideas and things. And it's good. Oh, did I cut you off again?
No,
I feel
no,
like
no,
okay.
you're fine.
I just wanted to give Tim a hard time because every time we have a question, he leaves. As soon as we need him, he's just like, "Sorry, I'm gone now."
He's probably
Out selling. Dude.
Yeah, he's likely drinking some Third Eye at the bar right now.
Good move. Yeah. Look, that's one of the best parts about Jungle Gyms is you can come through and drink now. You know, I mean, not that you couldn't forever, but a lot of people seem so baffled by that. They're like, "You can drink?" I was like, "Yeah, we got cup holders on the carts." What do you think that was for? The soda aisle? Sure, but
We just got
not
DORA.
all the carts have cup holders.
I was
Yeah.
about to say.
And
Make sure you
yes,
check.
I've physically removed some of them myself so I could get my camera rig in there.
Bo had a good point. He needs to talk about this real quick.
Yeah, hit it, Bo.
As of this past weekend, the Eastgate location is now DORA approved. That's designated outdoor refreshment area, meaning you can purchase a beer, get it in a DORA cup, and take it outside. And we got some fireworks coming up there for the community. It'd be a perfect time to take advantage of the DORA. So come out and get one.
That's this weekend, right?
I believe it is.
Yeah. Somebody
Friday night pint night at Fairfield.
Fairfield, Saturday fireworks.
Come to
Fire
Eastgate.
night. Not fire night. Fireworks.
Well, I
at
mean, there might be a
Eastgate.
fire. Depends on how it goes.
And so with the DORA thing, a lot of people are going to be like shell shocked because the DORA cup does cost $1 more.
Okay.
But that is not Jungle Gyms. That is the state
Yeah.
slash
Paid them
the
$1
county.
for 'em.
The cups cost $1. If you go to Municipal and get a DORA cup, it's $1 more per
Yep.
cup. If you go to any place in Hamilton in the DORA area and in the Eastgate DORA area, your drinks will be $1 more for that cup, but it is not the company that's doing it.
It's the state. Take it up with the government, like always. They are always responsible for anything that makes you upset. I'm paying an extra $1 to walk outside with this beer.
I've always wondered, and I think I know the answer. Are you allowed to bring the DORA cup when you come back, or has it got to be a fresh, clean?
That's a great question.
So places wanted to play with that, and then COVID, and no, you can't stick your cup back up to a faucet.
Yeah.
I know at Jungle we do not reuse plastic cups. So
Well, it's a health code violation to put something that's been on somebody's mouth.
Sure.
onto something that's dispensing something that's going on someone else's mouth. Sure.
That's the right answer, fellas. I was just
Sounds
checking.
great.
Just checking.
Okay.
You guys passed.
And here we go. Representatives from the Ohio State Liquor Agency.
I'll talk to you in a minute. No.
Shut it down, boys. We got to get out of here. All right. No.
That's why Timmy left.
Yeah, right. They got a warrant for his beer arrest. Oh, that's good. I'm excited about this. Well, congratulations on the beer. Congratulations on everything. Welcome to the States. Welcome to the brewing family, too.
Thank you,
You're going to have to
yeah.
deal with me a lot more, it sounds like, which is awful for you. I'll apologize in advance. But I'm excited to try. Honestly, it sounds really cool. I'm here for a little international Pilsner action. So can't let the Canadians have all the fun.
Right.
That's
Or the
my
Italians.
motto. What's that?
I said, or the Italians.
Oh.
Italian Pilsners are a big,
Yeah,
big
that's
thing.
true, too.
So,
Yeah, I don't know why I always gravitate north. I think it's just because it's colder there. I'm like, yeah, no. That feels right for this. Awesome.
right on. So, are you going to be at the Pint Night, Kelly?
Of course I'm going to be there.
This is the only way I could get him to be there doing it. It's not live, but you
No,
know.
but no, it's live enough. Yeah, exactly.
course.
He's contractually obligated now too. I'm selling your TMZ clips. Now Kelly has to be here.
I mean, so are you well enough to wrestle him?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, I would say if
take
we
it
could do it
outside?
well, yeah, I'll try it on Friday. And I was like, well, right after PT, we'll see how it goes. Mark, how did you undo this? I'm like, well, it all
tried to go
started
off the
around
top
a-
rope.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I had to power bomb this guy.
Say I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I'm ready to go at a moment's notice.
I am not, but I am confident. Like I'm in that kind of shape, so I'm prepared either way.
My
Kelly.
beautiful wife, Valerie, says I'm not allowed to wrestle anybody, so she is taking me out, but I will be more than willing to referee.
That's good.
Any
I'm in.
wrestling match.
Let's go. Listen, we've now threatened this on 2 separate shows. I feel like we have to at least do this as an event, even if it's all
the ref takes
staged.
the chair to the back of the head. You never know, man.
I think she'll be okay with that. She's
Yeah.
worried about me like not being able to work. Maybe
Okay.
get done for an hour. She'll be
Yeah,
fine with it.
getting cracked with a
Probably
plastic
enjoyed
chair.
it a little bit, you
Yeah.
know.
But there's the plot twist. I'm tagging her in for that. I'm like, listen, Valerie, do you have any? Yeah, exactly. Then she controls the strength, direction. So, Ferd, it's on you, baby. Say, be sweet that week.
Yeah, I have a question. So on Pint Night, you get your glass for free. So you get a glass. Is this the glass that you'll be getting? I've come to many
specifically
pint
the one
nights,
I drank
picked up
out of,
many
actually.
branded glasses.
Part of my
filled
job
up
here is
my
to kiss
cabinets.
every glass that
And
comes
this
to the
is
building.
a beautiful glass that
It is.
should be available. I actually didn't look at the glass, but yes, it is.
Engraved on the bottom as
It is
well.
etched
really?
on the bottom
Yeah,
to
it's
help
etched.
it open up the flavors of the beer, so the carbonation doesn't stop.
That's awesome. I like these pints.
They're nice.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
They're way better than a shaker pint.
Yeah.
What's a shaker pint?
Your normal.
Just
You got a couple of them over there.
yeah, like the regular pint glass. The light
Which
V.
those are great for mixing drinks.
Sure. Yeah.
Hence
You
the
put
name.
this, you put this into one of those shakers, and you're probably gonna break it because you're gonna try to sham the
Oh,
shaker
yeah.
all the way down.
Ugh. Yeah, no thanks.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh. I can feel that already. I'm like, I don't know why.
So,
I'm
is
like,
there
oh.
anything you guys want to plug?
Yeah.
Before we go.
Great question. I think that's it. I think this is the next kind of big thing in our world here is this beer coming out and
Oh, yeah.
coming out Friday, like we've all been talking about, and look forward to talking about some more exciting stuff here soon.
Well, you guys are always welcome. Anytime you got anything coming on, come on over.
All right.
All right, yeah. If you're ever in the neighborhood or you're here at the Fairfield Junglejims, if you want to go down and check out their brewery, they serve food Wednesday through Sunday. Not exactly sure about the exact hours, which you can find on their website.
Yeah.
But they have really good food, and then you'll get to try all their beers.
Yeah, the
So,
food
that they
is
have
really
available.
good there too. I mean, honestly, that's every time I think about when we go there. What's your go-to order there?
It kinda
I know
goes-
you go often.
It bounces back and forth. Like I'll have the wings, I'll have a burger from time to time. The pizza and the flatbreads are good.
Yeah, the pizza goes
Like
hard.
I don't
the
think
wings.
there's anything that I've had that I've disliked while I've been there. And the beer is fantastic. The
I
food's
wasn't
great,
sure
too.
where he was going with. I was like, oh, there's a pause. What adjective's coming out next?
So,
It's like, did he change his mind? No, beer's
No, the
awesome.
beer's
The
awesome.
space is cool too. It's cool, inviting. There's a lot of room. Come check it out. I agree with Ferd, definitely. And then if you can't go there, if you live closer to another state like I do, stop in at Sharonville. It's a move too.
Perfect.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming in. Nice to meet you, Giannis.
Yeah.
Kelly, always a pleasure.
Welcome.
Good to see you, fellas.
Yeah, next time I'm showing up in a wrestling costume. Ferd, don't let me forget that. Don't let me forget that threat/promise.
sounds good.
Awesome. Bo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's
See?
a pleasure being here. I was a little worried, but not too bad. Not too
Well,
bad.
you know, we never want to force anybody to be on there, so I want you to be comfortable, but it seems like you were more than comfortable. So
The
congratulations. You did
delicious
great.
beer helps. You know?
It's amazing how imbibing substances will make things looser.
Is this
Welcome
your
to
first bow?
This is my first podcast. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Fantastic.
awesome.
I want to come back too.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. Seriously, crank up some of either the New
Yeah, let's do some New Zealand stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm being serious about that. And there's other New Zealand things you'd like to go through. I'd be down for that too, because I'm sure we have some products in the store that would be fun.
Kind of what he's getting at is like when he's like, "What is this?" You can tell him what it is and tell him how to prepare it, kind of
Exactly,
thing. Like he
yeah.
likes to cook food on the show as well.
Yeah, so I'd be curious about that. Seriously.
I've been to Blenheim where they make the wines.
Yeah, I'm curious about the wines too. I mean, you know, it's like the thing you learn. You know, I'm casually just picking up things throughout the way, but it's like funny just to hear how
They
like,
make wines everywhere in New Zealand, but hops they only really grow in one area.
really okay.
Yeah, top of the south.
Huh. Top of the South. What does
Yeah,
that mean?
there's
That
two
sounds like
islands.
an
He's at the
it's
North
not a very-
Island.
Okay,
the
I was
South
like, oh,
Island.
it's like in the
It's
northern
top of
southern
the
region.
South Island.
I got you. Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Top of the South Island. Okay, that's the word we were
Explain it
many
like
islands.
explain it like I'm an American. We know nothing outside of the state we live in.
Main islands.
Yeah.
Good beer name. Top of the South.
That's a great.
That would be the
I bet
that-
it's
That'd be a
been
good
done.
name.
It's
That's
been
what-
done.
It's been done.
Yeah,
In
probably.
the states though.
No,
See?
We're good.
means something completely different than the states.
Yeah, it
doesn't
definitely does. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Cease
And on
and
that note,
desist.
welcome to Jungle Gyms After Hours. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much. Congratulations. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Everybody, come on in. Come see Ferd for fight night. Actually, come see Ferd for fight night. Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't slept much in the last 2 months. Come see Ferd for pint night. Come see Bo for fireworks night. And
Yeah.
come see Kelly and Giannis for every other night when you need a beer, right? I feel like this is good, Rhino.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
And on that note, that's the show, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Oh my gosh. Hey, thanks for listening for all of you on the audio platform. We really appreciate it. I'm still trying to grow us on YouTube. So watch along with us on YouTube if you'd like. And on that, I'll see you out there in the aisles.
The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.